Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Soul and Screen. In this particular video, going to pose a question to you guys here in the channel. I want to know: do you think there is a correlation of the way that the writing has been slowly deteriorating since Tyler stopped writing every episode in season 6 and basically turned over the writing over to a writing team in season 7. So if you remember correctly, Tyler was writing all of Sista's seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 6, right? So my question is, most most TV shows do have a set of writers, right? Like an average, I believe, of at least somewhere between 4 to 5 writers, depending on if it's like network TV or, cable, that kind of stuff like that. But my question is, it seems like, the writing, they have not been able to keep up the momentum of Tyler's writing. Part of it, I believe, is because the writers are trying to take the show in a different direction than he found than the foundation that he set. They are trying to recreate the characters instead of having the characters that he already had and established and just have them grow and evolve, or just like authentically mature in certain capacities. And I'm wondering if it's because, one, it's multiple writers, and two, like I said, they're just trying to take the characters in the show in their own direction instead of letting the characters and the writing that if you build upon it, just create itself, so to speak. And I don't know if that makes sense. As a writer, for me, when I write, you start getting into a storyline and things like that with your characters and things like that, and the story begins to take off on its own, even if you decide to shift a few things or anything like that. But the storyline really starts to grow into something authentic and believable because the characters and the storyline, again, somehow, I want to say, kind of end up creating a life of itself, so to speak. And with this, these last couple of seasons, ever since Tyler stopped writing, I'm wondering if that's part of the issue. One, because it's multiple people writing instead of maybe just, I'm wondering if he were just to have one writer for that particular season, even if he still wants to utilize a team of writers, but have one writer do the entire season and then, pass the baton to the next writer, so to speak. And I say that because if you think about it, so for those who know Courtney Glade, he wrote all of season 4 of Zatima, which is knocking it out the park right now. He's really doing a good job in the writing. And to be completely honest, at first, I wasn't really sure how he was going to balance out all the storylines, because he was definitely trying to give each character their own storyline, some type of a storyline, so that it takes all the pressure off the Zatima characters, Zach and Fatima, so that it gives a little bit more of substance to the show. And I was a little kind of nervous because sometimes you start padding the main character's storyline with a whole bunch of filler stuff, and it can make the show kind of fall off or deteriorate in a little bit in a way, because you're pulling the attention away from the stars of the show, which is the Zach and Fatima. And so while we need other storylines going on, you still want to make sure that, you're giving the full attention to the people whose show it is. And so there was a little concern there for me, no lie. But as the season progressed, he really for me, he really found a balance on being able to tell the other characters' stories without, having it take up too much of the storyline for Zach and Fatima. Because again, the show is a team, and for me, I'm there for it as a team. I'm there for the Zach and Fatima characters to see how their life is going and things like that. But again, you do want to see some substance and some storylines from the other characters as well. So he really found a good balance in it. And so, real good job. I believe Courtney's doing a great job with Zatima. I'm really looking forward to the second half of season 4. And I really hope they don't make us wait too much longer. I mean, they didn't make us wait like no time for Sisters. But I feel like they do this on purpose over on BET Plus, like, make us wait and kind of want people to beg and all that kind of stuff, but it's kind of irritating. And I really don't know why they would do that with the show that's, I don't really know if the show is the best show on, as far as bringing in the ratings or anything, because I haven't really dug that far. But to me, of the shows that I watch on there, Zatima is winning. I do watch, a couple of other shows, The Family Business, what's the Tyler Perry's Divorce Sisters and stuff like that. And I did like those shows, but I still think that Zatima is, to me, the flagship show for BET Plus. So I don't know why they continue to wait and make us wait like a ton of months to get back into that. So anyway, that's just me venting really quick. But with that being said, I'm wondering if they did that with Sisters, if they really just kind of gave it to one person, since Tyler was doing all seasons 1 through 6 and was knocking it out the park, even though there were some, people who kind of had some issues with some of the stuff. But for the most part, that it kept everybody's interest. The momentum was there. The characters were still going in a direction, a believable direction. And it just really felt authentic to an extent, until like season 6, which is kind of when he flipped with the, Zach trying to, kind of run up into, to Karen and, kind of giving off possible mixed signals to Karen because he was concerned about her. That kind of thing kind of caused a little bit of, ruckus in the fan base. But with that being said, he still maintained a very good storyline, audience, and progression within the show through those seasons. And it wasn't until season 7, 8, and 9 when now there's teams of writers that are taking over where the momentum is dropping. So I'm wondering, in my opinion, I'm kind of thinking maybe if he does what he did with Zatima and just give it to one writer, and then the season, that writer can pass the baton to the next writer so that everybody gets a chance to write a season, but they can get their story and where they see the show going, and possibly keep with the foundation of the show and the progression and make it to be more authentic of growing pains and of relationships and to the characters, to the point where we are getting the momentum and the viewership and the excitement about the episodes back up. Because to me, it's not anything that the actors are doing. The actors are doing their thing, like real talk. I again, as I said, I am very much so a Crystal supporter. I think she's a great actress. I think DeVal is a great actor. Mignon, I love her acting. I love, as much as I do not like the Karen character, Ebony's acting is superb. And I think whenever you can, when you can make an audience fan base either hate you or love you, that shows that you are doing your job as an actor or an actress, in my opinion. So I think those actors are doing a good job. Novi, of course, she's doing what she can with her thing too. I just think she just doesn't get really good storylines, in all honesty. But I do think, again, all the actors of the show do a good job with what they're given. I don't blame them. I think it's the writing. It's the writing and the material that they're being given in order to do everything. So with that being said, what do you think? Not sure. Maybe you honestly don't even care. Like, I don't know, like, no shade to anybody who doesn't. Just thought it was a thought that kind of came up in my mind as I sit here and go through from some of the different seasons and things like that. And it just kind of hit me. So I thought I would pose the question to you guys over in the channel and see what you think. And let's see if we can get a discussion going, and maybe some way, somehow, somebody will hear about it and give them, the writers a little bit of a heads up, a clue or something, so we can get Sistas back on track, because I would love to see this show continue on for as long as something like a Grey's Anatomy, because I think it can. I just think that the writing definitely needs to pick up. And so anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, but let's go ahead and get into a conversation. Talk to you soon. Bye.